Alright, we're gonna Pokemon Platinum, but I use Platinum's Manga team. And Platinum is the female character. Yeah, Dawn's name is actually... No, Dawn's name is Platinum, and Barry's name is Pearl in the manga. And Diamond's the male character. Yeah. Alright, let's go Piplup. Alright, time to fight Pearl. I named him Diamond on accident, but his name is Pearl. He leads off with Turtwig, I lead off with my Piplup. And well, yeah. By the way, I don't know if you noticed it yet, but my name is Platinum. Like, Platinum. Yeah, I couldn't fit Platinum in it. Time to fight him again. It's literally the same exact thing, except I bubbled him because his Turtwig kept withdrawing. Literally, the man barely attacks with Turtwig. He literally just withdraws. I mean, hey, I'll take the easy one, though. Why not? It's all about Pearl's stupidity. Okay, after that, I catch my next team member, which is Ponyta. I don't nickname him because I don't think they have nicknames. Alright, Rourke's up, Bubble one-shot his Geodude. Onyx took one to red, but he stealth rocked and took it out. That's up Cranidos, went down a few Bubbles, who surprisingly didn't kill me with Headbutt. I honestly thought I might have lost because of the Headbutt. Alright, time to fight Mars. Piplup's now a Primplup. I start off with 2 Flame Wheels killing her Zubat. Just per ugly. It faked out, scratched me, then it took me out with a feint attack after I hit it with 1 Flame Wheel. The Primplup went down because it could barely do any damage. Okay, I'm back at level 20 now. Flame Wheel one-shot for Zubat, then Pearly came out, same as before, faked out, but this time my Flame Wheel did a good amount of damage to her. I still went down, but then I was able to take it out with the Bubble Beam with Primplup. And that was good. Alright, next up I catch my next team member, which is Baneri. Technically it should be Lopunny, but Lopunny this really be broken, so I name it Friend Glock. Alright, time to fight Gardenia, and well, it's a Flame Wheel sweep. Surprisingly, I one-shot Turtwig, Charon went down to 1-2, then Roserade surprisingly took 2, which is funny. I guess it is fully evolved. And for kicking her ass, she gave me a Cherum. Her Cherum. Huh. Okay. I'm gonna fight Jupiter. She leads off with Zubat, I lead off with Ponyta. Flame Wheel. Well, Flame Wheel do it in. Next up, Skunk Tank. I Flame Wheel it down a bit. It takes me out with some Night Slashes, though. I was able to make it eat this berry, though. I send out Cherum. I'm able to get a Leech Seed on it, which luckily means I basically win. I just need to stall it out long enough. And Cherum falls, but Cherum actually surprisingly doesn't fall. This thing has annoying poison type moves. Alright, time to fight Fantina, the most annoying person in this game, in my opinion. Flame Wheel is one-shot Duskull and Haunter. Well, actually, one-shot Duskull, not Haunter. I guess Duskull has lower health. Then Miss Magius comes in. Doubles my Ponyta. I hit myself with Confusion, so I don't get any hits on it. And then I send out Cherum, and, I Leech Seed it. Same purpose like I did Sun Tank. I set up Sunny Day, but then I get confused. Yeah. Then, the next few turns, I just hit myself in Confusion, then until I fall eventually. Now, Primplup, and I Bubble Beam it down because the sun just faded. It hits me with a Confuse Ray, so I couldn't get the final hit on it, so she healed, but I eventually did take her down. God, my Confusion was a little bit worse than it was. I would have lost that. I would have been... And face Barry, leads off with Staravia, lead off with Primplup. Primplup goes for Bubble Beam, switch out to Grottle. I send out Ponyta, Flame Wheel does it in. Next up is his Buizel. I send out Cherum, taking out the Magical Leaf. Next up is his Ponyta. I switch out to Primplup to get out the Bubble Beam, and then last up is his Staravia. Staravia goes down pretty easily as well. Couple Bubble Beams. That was Pearl, who I accidentally named Diamond. Yep, that happened. Alright, time to face Maylene. She leads off with her Meditite, because for Fake Out, then I Bubble Beam it to death, after it Rock Tombs me a few times. Lucario comes out, takes me out with the Drain Punch. I send out Ponyta, go for some Flame Wheels. I was taken out by Force Palms. Then out Lopunny, finished it off with a Jump Kick. Last up's her Machoke, and 2 returns it in, and that was Maylene. Finishing her off with a Lopunny. Kind of funny, because it's a normal type. And for some reason, she had a Pachirisu and gave it to me? Apparently, Volkner gave it to her. Okay, I guess I'll take another Pokemon. Alright, time to fight Pearl again. He leads off with Staravia, lead off with my new Pachirisu from Maylene. Discharge one-shots. And next is Ponyta, I decided to stay in. I decided to switch out to Primplup because it stomps. As it keeps stomping me, I flinch by taking out the Bubble Beam. Next up's Grottle, I go for a Peck, so I like to take him out with the Razor Leaf. So I send out my Ponyta, and I take him out with the couple Flame Wheels. Next is Buizel, and I take it out with a couple Stomps. Yeah, his Aqua didn't do too much. Alright, time to fight Crash Awake. Leads off with Gyarados. I Discharge, I barely don't kill it. He takes me out with Waterfall. And then he heals, I get a higher roll, and I take him out with Discharge. So it was just a low roll. Quagsire, surprisingly, doesn't go for Mud Bomb, so I was able to get out 2 Grass Knots that got put to sleep by Yawn. Buizel took me out with a couple Crunches and an Aqua Jet. And now Cherum. critical Ice Fang. I flinch, but then he goes for Aqua Jet, which doesn't kill me. He was already fast. I don't know why he went for that. Then the Aqua Jet took him out as I went for Magical Leap. Return, finish his Floatzel off. Now it's correct to fight Cyrus. He leads off with his Sneasel. I lead off with Ponyta. Fire Blast does it in. Next up is, or Flame Wheel I meant, sorry. Next up is his Golbat. Flame Wheel it down. I eventually take it out. Last up is Murkrow, which I get taken down. Then I send out Pachirisu and finish it off the Discharge. Yeah, not very intimidating for your first fight, Cyrus, if I'm being honest. Alright, time to fight Barry. No, that Pearl I meant. Jesus, I need a script. Discharged his Staraptor down. He hit me with takedowns. Took him out. Next up is Rapidash. Sent out Empoleon. I surfed it after I took out my Pachirisu. Heracross took me out with some Brick Breaks. I sent out my Rapidash to take it out with the Flame Wheels. And then, next up is Floatzel. I sent out Cherum. I hit it with a couple of Magical Leafs. And last up is this Torterra, which I used, which I still stayed in, and with Cherum, I just started Magical Leafing it down, and I eventually sent out Rapidash to take it out with the Flame Wheel. Yeah, alright, now that Barry's defeated, we can fight Byron! And it's a Fire Blast sweep. Like, seriously. What's it called? His fossil Pokemon, Bastiodon, actually took a couple, hit me with Metal Burst pretty hard, but it still wasn't enough, and ironically, his Citrus Berry fucked him over, because that's what allowed me to give him kill range without him healing. So yeah, that happened. Alright, time to fight Saturn. He leads off with Golbat, I lead off with Empoleon. I just surf it down, a couple surfs, take it out eventually. Next up is his Toxicroak. I surf it down, and take it out with an Aqua Jet to 2, after he misses a Mud Bomb, hits me with another, and hits me with Pursuit, I think. Last up's Bronzor, a couple surfs, stayed in. Okay, time to fight Mars. He's off with Golbat, I return it, I get Toxic in the meanwhile. So I switched out to Rapidash to handle Bronzor to hit it with a Fire Blast. I get confused in the process. Plus it's Perugly. Perugly eventually takes out Rapidash, mostly because of my bad confusion luck. But other than that, yeah. Send out Lopunny, I try to go for some jump kits, but that plus the poison. Alright, and our Perugly eventually went down. Next up is I caught Snorunt, and now it's time to fight Kansas. She's off with a Sneasel. Shot Sneasel. Yeah, sorry, I put turn on animations again, because I was grinding. Then I started jump kicking at her Abomasnow, took the potion, hit me with Focus Spots, I eventually took it out. Next up is Frostlass, I just sacked off Lopunny. I sent out Cherum to up Sunny Day, that failed, so Rapidash just Flame Wheeled through it, and Pillow Sponge like a Fire Blast, and that was Candace. There's nothing funny about her name, no joke to be made about it. Okay, Cyrus, let's see if you're any good the second time around. He's off with Sneasel, he's off with Redlock, he goes for Screech. I go for Return on accident, I just finish off another return after taking a nice punch. Except Crobat finishes me off. I send out Pachirisu. He Poison Fangs me. I Discharge. He Poison Fangs me. I Discharge. I go for Quick Attack. I go for Discharge. Finish him off. Next up is a Honchkrow. I Discharge it. Almost kill it. It takes me out with Fan Attack. Send out Rapidash. Finish it off with a Fire Blast. Flame Wheel. And he heals. I just keep going down, and that is him. Alright, time to face Saturn again. He's off with Golbat. Lead off with Cherum. Yeah, bad lead, I guess. Cherum kind of sucks against Galactic, so I discharge it. Then I go for Quick Attack, but then I get Poison because Quick Attack couldn't finish it. Then I start discharging his Bronzor, takes me out some extra sensories. I send out Rapidash, you take it out with Fire Blast. This is out Toxicroak, I stay in, it goes for Poison Jab, I go for Flame Wheel, it burns it, I keep going for Flame Wheel, he Poison Jabs me, and I eventually take him out with Flame Wheel. Alright, time for the double battle. I'll lead off with Rapidash, I Fire Blast one Bronzor, and the other Bronzor is a Light Screen, as Munchlax does what Munchlax does best. He's useless to just stockpile the whole time. I Flame Wheel his Bronzor, take it out eventually. I get poisoned by Golbat. Bronzor goes down. I get Sludge on my Golbat. I go for Slash. Rapidash goes down. I send out Friendlock. I jump kick Perugly, bring out the yellow. Night Slash. Barely stockpiled again because he's so useful. I go for jump kick. Almost take out Perugly, but I get taken out. I send out Empoleon. Get put to sleep. Then Munchlax takes out fucking Perugly. Then Golbat goes down. I eventually wake up and I just start thrust away through it. I try to face fucking Cyrus. That's his name. I jump kick his Houndoom. Two jump kicks take him out. Next up's Honchkrow. I stay into return. I stack off Friendlock. I send out Frostlass to get out with an Ice Beam. He sends Weavile, I send out Empoleon, use Flash Cannon. After a Flash Cannon, he switches out to Gyarados. I Flash Cannon his Gyarados down, so I could weaken him for Pachirisu, so Pachirisu can kill it. He eventually takes me out with an Earthquake after I get an Aqua Jet on him. So now Pachirisu, Discharge finishes him off. Sends out Weavile. I go for Discharge, brings him to red, he heals it. I just keep going for Discharge, it takes me out with Night Slash. Now Rapidash, he goes for Night Slash, I take it out with Flame Wheels. Couple Flame Wheels. Last up is his Crobat, he takes me out with Cross Poison. I send out Frostlass, take it out with an Ice Beam and Ice Shard combo, and that was Cyrus. That's also the end of Team Galactic. Alright, time to fight Depression. I mean Volkner. He's all with Jolteon and Elephant Friendlock. I dig. Do about a little under half, lower half. He paralyzes me. Go for Charge Beam. I get paralyzed. He gets me another Charge Beam. Then take him out of return. Next up's Raichu. Takes me out with the Focus Blast. I send out Frostlass. I just go for Ice Beams. He goes for Charge Beam. He gets the boost by the way, like almost every time. I know Charge Beam has a big boost chance, but still. Next up Luxray. I hit with a couple Ice Beams before he takes me out with 2 crunches. I send out Cherum to set up Sunny Day while he heals. I go for a couple Solar Beams on it. I Bradisting had Fire Fang, so hit me with a Fire Fang, but honestly not doing it that much. Take out another Solar Beam. Next up to Electivire, takes me out with Fire Punch. I send Rapidash, take advantage of the Sun. I go for Flame Wheel, do over half, he eats his berry, goes for Thunder Punch, go for Flame Wheel again, the berry don't kill it, and takes me out with Quick Attack. Send out Empoleon, take it out with the Surf, boosted Torrent. Torrent boosted Surf, I meant. Alright, 10-5 Berry. Leads off with Staraptor. I discharge, he U-turns out. It sends out Torterra. I switch out into Frostlass, get hit with the Earthquake, I take it out with an Ice Beam. Next up is Rapidash. I send back out Pachirisu, just as a sacrifice, really, in to eat the Fire Blast. I go for Discharge, I paralyze it, he takes me out with Fire Blast. I send out Empoleon, I take it out with the Surf. Next up is Heracross. He goes for Close Combat. I meant to go for Drill Peck, but I misclicked. So I hit it with Surf, almost kill it, take it out with Aqua Jet. Next up Staraptor. I hit it with a critical Aqua Jet and take it out, surprisingly. Then next up is Empoleon, he takes me out with Brick Break. I send out Cherum, I set up a Sunny Day, then I go for Solar Beams, he uses Ice Fangs. Ice Fang doesn't kill me luckily, and I take it out with Solar Beams. Next up Snorlax, I hit it with a Solar Beam, I hit it with a Leech Seed to get health, it takes me out with Body Slam. I send out Rapidash, I just go for Flame Wheel, take advantage of the the sun. Then Leech Seed brings him to red, take him out with one last Flame Wheel, and that was Berry. Now it's on to face Airing. He leads off with the Mega, lead off with Rapidash. I just Flare Blitz it. Desperquino is under Flare Blitz as well. Heracross, I actually balanced the save on HP mostly from Flare Blitz. This is where I hit with the Fire Blast, take it out. Last up Drapion, and I Flare Blitz it down. He hits through Cross Poison, then I Flare Blitz, taking us both out. Alright, to fight Burst, I lead off with Whiscash. I Magic Leap to one-shot it. Next up's Gliscor, I sent out Frostlass, he hit me with Ice Fang, I hit it with an Ice Beam, take it out. Next up was her Golem, I swapped out to Cherum, I set up a Sunny Day after I hit Sandstorm, then I start just Solar Beaming through her team. I actually Solar Beam through an entire team until she sends out Hippowdon, which sets up the Sandstorm. So I Magical Leap it down a bit, but then I eventually get taken down just from a Stone Edge, and plus I take it out with Magical Leaf Sacks. I don't get taken down. That was the next fight, never mind. Alright, to fight Flint. I send out Friendlock, I Jump Kick it, let's say I Jump Kick it. Jump Kick it down, he sets up Sunny Day, then at finish over return, it's after he heals. Next up in Burnape, I go for Dig. He goes for Flare Blitz, bringing me down to low health. And it burns me, unfortunately. He goes for Mach Punch, I get finished off. I send out Empoleon, Aqua Jet finishes it off. Except Magmortar, I go for Surf. As he goes for Solar Beams, I finish him with an Aqua Jet, unfortunately getting burned by his Flame Body. Flareon gets taken out by Surf after he overheats and heals. I guess he overheat lowered his special defense. Last up is Rapidash. He goes for Flare Blitz, takes out my Empoleon, and send out Pachirisu, start discharging it. It takes me out with Flare Blitz and takes itself out. Alright, time to fight Will. I Shadow Ball as Mr. Mime after he sets up a Reflect. Next up is his Bronzong. I switch out into Rapidash. He goes for Calm Mind. I take it out with the Flare Blitz. Next up is Gallade. I stayed in, just go for Flare Blitz. I forgot I had Bounce. Takes me out with Stone Edge. I send out Frostlass. I go for Shadow Ball. He goes for Psycho Cut. I go for another Shadow Ball, finishing him off. Except Espeon, I go for Shadow Ball. He leaves me at 2 health with his Shadow Ball. Take him out with the Shadow Ball. Last up to Alakazam, finishes off Frostlass with an Energy Ball. So I send out Friend Glock, but he hits me with a critical Focus Blast and kills me. I send out Empoleon. For Flash Cannon, he misses his Focus Blast. He hits his next Focus Blast, but my next Flash Cannon fishes them off. Alright, time for Champion Cynthia. I go for Flare Blitz on her Spiritomb. 2 Flare Blitzes take it out, luckily. Except for my Milotic. I stomp it. I get the flinch, so I stop it again to get taken out with Surf. I send out Cherum. I'm actually getting mileage out of this Cherum, by the way. I set up Sunny Day. Then I go for Solar Beam to take out my Milotic from there. Next up was her Togekiss. So I switch out into Pachirisu. I start going for Discharges. And it gets for Aura Spear. It takes me out with Aura Spears, and I barely don't take it out. I send out Frostlass, go for Ice Beam, but she switches out, she heals. I send out Cherum to Leech Seed Lucario. I take it out by Aura Spear. I jump kick down with Friendlock. Return. Critical Return took out Togekiss. Next up's Guard Chop. I go for Return on it. Make it eat its berry. Takes me out with Earthquake after missing a Dragon Rush. I send out Frostlass. Goes for Earthquake. I take it out with Ice Beam. Next up's Roserade. I hit it with an Ice Beam, but then he took me out with an Energy Ball. I'm dead on my last Pokemon Empoleon. I send Empoleon out. She heals, and 2 more Drill Pecks do it in. symbolic that I beat her off my starter as my final Pokemon against her finals. And there you have it. You can beat Pokemon Platinum using Platinum's manga team. And spelled incorrectly, too. Alright, I hope you all enjoyed. Subscribe if you did. I'll see y'all next time.